In the speaking lesson, first, the teacher writes the conversation frame on the chalkboard. Explain the frame to learners and show learners how you would answer the questions. Next, learners should take turns to complete the conversation frame in their groups. Finally, the teacher calls the class to attention and gets feedback from each group.
Okay, class, clap once, clap once, clap once, clap twice, once, twice, once, twice. Now fold your arms and listen. Right, you remember the story that we read about the private conversation? Yes. Right, so now we are going to do what we call a personal recount. When we do a personal recount, it means we retell the story in our own words, right? So I've got a few questions here, 3 questions about a private conversation that I want you to answer. Right, I want us to go through the questions first. Then you will get an opportunity to answer the questions later. Right, the first question says, in this story, right, it's incomplete. Can you see the 3 dots here? It shows that this is incomplete and you have to complete it. So you complete it with the information from the story. It says, in this story, Thandi overheard a conversation, or a little girl overheard a secret. You can say that, but you can use your own words. Anything that you want to say that is happening in the story. Okay? Right. The second question says, I can make a connection to this story because, remember we spoke about making connections. Right. Now, you start like this. I can make a connection to this story because I once overheard my dad saying that we are moving to another country, and it was not like that. Anything that, any connection that you can make. And other people have been saying nice things about making connections. So now you will complete it with any connection that you can make. Right. The next one is, I think, now this 3 dots means somebody else. I think my brother would enjoy this story because he loves funny stories. Anything that you want to say. So here you would put the name of the person. I think so-and-so would enjoy this story because. Right. Do we understand what we have to do? Now, you are going to do this in your groups. As you are seated in your groups, I'm going to give you the talking sunglasses. Remember, we use these talking sunglasses always when we do a discussion like we did previously, then we're still going to do it again. Right, I'm going to hand this out. Right, I want you to listen carefully because we did this last term. So we're still going to do it again. Now listen carefully. So I'm going to put 1 on each table. So if somebody on your table answers the question, the first question, you answer the first question, then you give it to the next person, and the next person will complete the sentence. You give it to another person, they will complete until everybody else has had a turn to say something about the 3 sentences, okay? Right, when you are finished with it, you just put it here, okay? Right. Did you all understand the instruction? Yes. I put it here in the middle of the table. Okay, right now, the first person who has the sunglasses is the first one to start talking. Then you will speak, then you will hand it over to the next person. Do you understand the instruction? Right. And then these are the sentences that you're going to complete. Okay? Now, I want you to start. I want the first person to hold the sunglasses in their hands, and then I want you to start.
In this story, Thandi is listening to a private conversation. In this story, Thandi has skinny legs and she is sick. In this story, Thandi was lying on the bed and she was reading a book. In this story, Thandi heard her mother talking on the phone and she was thinking they were talking about her. In this story, Thandi thought she was sick.
In this story, Thandi thinks they are talking about her.
Okay, boys and girls, now clap once, clap once, clap once, clap twice, once, twice. Right. Well done. I've been moving around and I saw all of you that you were discussing and you were able to complete all the sentences. Now, I want to get the answers from you. Then I will start with this group. Right, the rest of you, I want you to keep quiet while we listen to this group. Then afterwards, you will also get a 10 to give me your answers. Right. Let's start with this group. Now let's look at the first one. It says, in this story, right, I want one person from this group to tell me number one. Number one, in this story.
In this story, Thandi thinks she have silly legs and she thinks she was sick.
Beautiful. She thinks she has skinny legs. She thinks she was sick. Right. Now let's look at number two. I can make a connection to this story because I still need an answer from number two from you.
I can make a connection to the story because I heard my father talking to my mother that he is selling his car, but he is not selling his car. His friend is selling his car.
Okay. Thank you, Lilita. Is there somebody from the group who wants to make a connection? Yes, you can go, Megan.
I can make a connection to this story because my grandmother was leaving us, but he was talking about his cousin.
Thank you so much. Let's then move to number three. Number three, still from your group. I think would enjoy the story because who do you think will enjoy the story and why? I want you to complete that up.
I think my sister would enjoy this story because it's fun.
Very good, Charmaine. Luanze?
I think my mother will like this story because she likes funny things.
Beautiful. Now that you have completed all this, I think this group has done very well. Can we then listen to another group?